Right. Hello, and welcome to DevCast Ops. We're back on a Monday. It's been a while. We're not all back. We're nearly there.
Someday we'll all be here.
You can only manage so much. It seems to be a weirdly busy time of year for us. Normally it's sort of the Christmas period, which is understandable, but for some reason, end of
It's end of financial forces holiday, so everyone's doing like weird holiday things.
Yes, end of financial year. Yeah, we're also making giant deals quietly and being taken away by that because we're such a entity these days. But no, we're back. The last technical stream we left off, we were trying to set up Vault to manage console, and we set up the Vault agent, and we were having issues with certificates because our root CA had expired. So we're coming back this week to essentially try and automate the rotation of the root CA. And I guess before we get too deep into actually messing around with things, there's probably a few things we should mention first. This CA is just for internal services, so it's not such a big deal propagating it out to everything. If you were doing this on your public-facing website, then longer-lived CAs make more sense because distributing them is an absolute nightmare.
For us, also not production. So if everything goes down for 5 minutes while a CA propagates, it'll be annoying if it happens mid-gaming stream, but ostensibly it doesn't affect us.
I don't actually think it would affect us even if it happened mid-gaming stream. I guess it depends if it crashed. If we get to the point where we're running the streams through console, then
it's how Envoy works.
It would, yeah. Envoy would still run. It would be the connect. Yeah, I don't know if we restarted console whether that would break the Envoy
this would
connection.
Be well, you would change the certs. This would maybe be something that'd be fun to test at some point, but we will probably be running whatever we build overnight when we're not touching it. We have very clear, these are times we're all asleep schedules in which we can just like rebuild. Like we could rebuild the CA every night if we wanted to.
You don't want to just give chat a button that says rebuild CA and see what happens.
I would love to get this platform to a level where you could tear any part away or rerun any of it and it would be fine. I think we're a ways away from that.
But yeah, so root point of this, we need to rotate our root CA. So the first part of this is going to be setting up a bash script of some description that essentially just calls the Vault API. We got very sidetracked for this. I'm going to rehash a little bit of that conversation about what is the best way to authenticate. And we were going down all the different routes. So for those of you that may be new to this, our platform's currently running in GCP. We picked GCP as the cloud that none of us had particularly used, and we thought this is a learning experience, so we're going to learn something as well. So we have GCP auth set up, so our servers can auth to Vault with their GCP identity. There's a few bits attached to that in Vault, so whenever you auth via an auth method, unless you pre-map them, it generates a entity and an alias for each unique authentication request. And there's some information in there, so we could look at binding it potentially to some of those.
But those names are random, which makes it really awkward. Well, by default, they're random, which makes it a bit awkward to find that information on a complete reboot.
Yeah, and as we want this platform to be fairly rebuildable, I was going to say indestructible, but it's not quite the right word. We want it to be able to be destroyed and recreated over and over again. The opposite. Yeah. Replaceable, well, I guess is the one. So we were looking at that and we thought, well, if you did that, it would kind of be a manual process or some funky API stuff.
There is a value in Vault, but not in Terraform, which lets you set what metadata returned from the server you want to be the alias name. But it doesn't look like Terraform could set that. So we could just say the alias ends up being box name. Box name isn't unique. We would have to make sure it was unique. But we could just be like, alias is main server, or the alias name becomes main server, and then we can just do stuff from that.
Yeah. The other things we talked about was control groups. I don't know if you want to touch a little bit more on that, as you've recently been looking at the pro exam, so slightly fresher in your mind.
I learned control groups during the exam because there was a question on it. Control groups are a way within either the ACL policies or within Sentinel to limit policy access a lot more. So you can limit it based on what group someone's in. I believe you can limit it based on what metadata you have as well. So it just kind of lets you have one big, I don't say one big policy, but it lets you have a policy that has an extra layer of security to make sure that only the correct people can do the correct things inside of it.
Yeah, I think the other thing, it's tied along with it when I was looking at it, is approval groups live in that space as well. So you can have certain policy paths with Enterprise that if someone hits them, it will ping a request to an approver, and they have to approve it to gain access. So you have your sort of your CR process in big companies where your manager says, yes, it's okay.
Which on recreation of a CA may not be a bad idea.
No, it probably would be a good one. We're not using Enterprise, and we don't really have a manager, so for us,
I think there is a benefit of not the person raising the request signing off the request, the same as like PRs. It's a level of just like someone else can be like, what are you doing? Or why are you doing this? Which can help fix problems earlier.
I think even the process of having a CR, if it's not reviewed by an external party, is useful, because I'll often do it if I'm making changes. I'll make a lot of changes. I'll be testing it, changing a lot of things. I will forget the changes I've made along the way. So going through the process of raising that kind of like, here's all the changes, I can read through them and go, oh, that needs to change. Yeah. So hey, maybe if we swap to Enterprise at some point, we'll have a mess around with those. But as we're not using Enterprise and the alias metadata fields aren't accessible easily through Terraform, we were looking at a couple of other options, because we've done a lot of stuff with Vault and there's lots of weird ways to do this. So probably the most sensible way to do this, which may be the route we end up going down, is we'll set up a unique role for that gives a policy that has enough access to rotate the CA. And then we're going to look at using GCP labels to grant access to that role. This does essentially open us up to, if someone else came in and spun up a node with that label, they potentially could use it as an entry point to rotate our CA, which would be great. The other one, which probably won't work, but is a funny idea to do, with a token you return from an authentication, you can bind a CIDR range that token is allowed to be used from. As we're looking at running this as a bash script on the main server, we could have the CIDR range as localhost. The issue we have with this is the certs that we use for Vault are attached to the full domain name and don't accept localhost as an alternative SAN, as Let's Encrypt certs don't let you use that. So the options here is we set up a second listener for localhost operations with different TLS information, or every command we write in the bash script has an ignore TLS,
which is
okay.
Generally fine, because it's localhost. It's not like the network traffic's going anywhere. Someone's sniffing inside our Vault server, more things are going wrong and we have bigger problems than someone's sniffing our rebuild CA commands.
Yeah, if they can sniff those that network traffic from inside the server, they can probably run the API commands themselves to authenticate to Vault. So at that point, it wouldn't save it. But that was our tangent. What we really need to do is get the CA rotated. So we're going to start setting up the bash script for that.
We very nearly started with the authentication part, which doesn't get console up any sooner. I suppose you're saying machine. This is the error we're getting. If anyone's curious, it's just saying we can't issue a cert when the CA has expired, unsurprisingly. So bash script.
Going to get take input variables, or are you just going to hard code a token?
I am going to make this work first. So Vault login. Oh God, I need to log in as me. So I need. This is one of those commands I only ever write once because I always just put it in a bash script.
A dash method, and then
the method
GCP.
path.
Method and path, depending on if we didn't remap our methods, you could just use method. But as we've remapped our auth to a different path, in case you wanted multiple OIDC auths, we need to provide path as well. Yeah,
we tried to do the how do you namespace without namespaces, and this is how we came up. Obviously, this needs to change when we're in a box. This will let me authenticate, which I am just going to check to make sure works, because at every point, it's worth checking to make sure things work.
Do you want to dump that output to dev null?
Oh, yeah, good point.
As we're streaming, we don't want to share your credentials. Although, yeah, because our Vault is public facing these days.
Our Vault is public facing. Yeah, that would be. I
don't know what our token policies are. At some point, we should go and do some hardening of this. I think by default, we may have updated it for the auth method, but by default, our tokens live for 32 days. Need to export a Vault address.
Oh yeah. Do I need to export?
No, not within the script.
There was something I was doing before that I actually just typing. I actually had to export the thing. I don't know what it was.
I don't know Bash deeply enough to know the difference. It may be if you use it in sub processes, but I don't. If you spawn a sub process,
there we
it doesn't
go.
normally take your
same issue. Vault address and address on set. There, an example where I needed to export it.
Immediately done. Cool.
That's what it is, Indigo provider. So I don't know if this is now authenticated or.
If you do a Vault token lookup, format it to JQ, and then look at data.policies.
Vault token look up.
I was expecting just to handle the little bits of stream behind the
data.policies. Nope.
Let me quiet. Oh.
I mean, I can run these commands. I can comment this stuff out and then run my command off screen. That is correct. I just didn't type format. I missed the dash format. Yeah, there we go. Nice default. Fill it maybe in. Oh, wait.
Yours will probably be entity policies?
Yes. Yeah. I have more policies than this. I either can't log in or will have policies. It's fine. Okay. So Vault token, and then it's going to be right.
You're not going to leave your debugs in?
No, not for that. vault PKI API. Certificate, self-signed issued, vote cert.
Roots rotate. PKI/root/rotate.
/root/rotate.
Yeah, it's under generating root.
/PKI/root/rotate. That?
And /type. And then specifies a type root to create. If exported, the private key will return response. If internal, the private key will not be returned and cannot be retrieved later. If it's existing, we use the value of key ref parameter to find key material. I guess internal.
Yeah, sorry. Can you send me the command?
Yeah.
You've gotten further ahead of me.
I can have read slightly faster. And then I think it will be internal or for type. But
yep, root rotate /internal. And I can probably just.
Is our PKI at /PKI?
Yes. Must specify data.
What does it want? Common name. That doesn't seem right for a generate root. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Let's just grab a common name because you have to within a CA you have to specify a common name. So. No, that's not. Why did I type it there?
Just be equals.
Equals.
DevcastOps.com. Is that what we're using? DC console 1. Oh, yes, it's just our console. See.
Yeah, this is just internal console. There's a
Nice.
The mount hasn't filled any authority information fields. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now, do we have two or do we have one?
We might want to make that bash terminal a little bit bigger.
Oh, sorry.
Cool. Did we set a TTL or anything on that? How long is that living for?
I have no idea. Oh, it made a new one called Next. So this is old one. This is now a new one. So I would like to delete this up. Can't delete.
There must be a way to delete it. Just may not be neatly exposed in the UI.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can. Well, you'd revoke it probably. Okay, so that didn't work the way we wanted it to. How are we generating console cert within Terraform?
What do you mean creating the console?
No,
The root one?
The CA, yeah.
Probably.
Okay, yeah, this one. So my issue is this is going to have some information stored in its state. So if we just recreate it.
I wonder what the import is.
It's a good backend. It's a good backend root search.
Oh, this one, does it not have? It doesn't have an import option in the docs.
It's also, yeah, which may mean it's not going to be a problem. I was also kind of hoping it would be like there'd be an option of what to do. Well, it probably looks for the name because it's probably accepting that you will have to rotate, and it probably doesn't have an ID because there's no like what to do when it expires.
Yeah.
So my curiosity. So we've got common name. If I'm just going to probably make a hash of vault and we can see what happens. So there's a issuer name is the value that specifies it. I'm going to set issuer name. And see what happens now.
We're going to have all the CAs.
Issuer name. Well, it must be in format. Yeah, I mean, if you want to find out how to clear the CAs, issuer name already in use. So we're going to have to tear down the old issuer.
That's a delete issuer, which sounds like.
Yep.
It's PKI/issuer/issuer ref.
That's a delete request. I don't know how you delete something in Vault.
Vault delete, I think.
Delete. And then issuer ref is. It's just delete the one we've made by mistake first.
So
okay, that's deleted next. So now if I go console, that's now generated a new CA.
What are our times to live on these? The new UI does annoy me a little bit with the secrets engines. It's like, here's 5 that we seem to pick out of random. We have a lot of mounts.
Okay, so currently, yeah, we do have a lot of mounts. Currently, our small certs are going to expire in April, and our current cert is expiring on Friday. So we have generated a new cert. That is all it was to it. But our current cert, our CA is oh no, our current CA is valid for an hour. Which is not what this is saying.
Weird.
That's fine. Are we happy with our CA being an hour?
I'd probably say a day at least. Because if it's an hour.
So that's this. Oh no, is it this?
Maybe. I guess if you do -TTL as a flag in your script and set that to be 24H.
TTL equals 24H. So yeah, I suppose it'll allow if it's longer than. Cool. And then back into Vault.
I wonder if I hit refresh whether it will pick up the changes or if it goes to new file. Yeah.
Yeah, that is now 24 hours.
Nice.
We probably want a week, but like, let's go 24 hours for now, just to prove that it works. So, I mean, I suppose what do we want to do next? Do we want to get a console up, or do we want to get this automated?
Shall we? I guess set it to a week, because then we can set a console cert for a day.
So that would be 24 times 7.
Do bash math.
I don't even know how you do bash math.
Double brackets.
More like that.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. I needed that earlier when I was doing my pro exam. Well, there's no calculator on the thing. I was like, I need to calculate things.
I guess, yeah, I always use like Spotlight. It's like my calculator or the like Windows bar.
Yeah, I used the Linux one. I just clicked the Windows key and typed it in and it did the maths for me. Okay, so this one should now be, 31st. That is correct.
Nice.
So now if I refresh new. Okay, that is the correct time. 3:31. It says 19, but I think time zones are a thing. Well, yeah, this is GMT +1. Our Vault server is GMT +1. Okay.
Oh, that causes all sorts of fun at certain times.
Yeah, not valid. Oh, no. Well, it's because clocks change.
Yeah.
So I've never seen this before. Not valid before, current GMT. Not valid after, BST. I understand what you're doing, but
it makes, for certificates, that makes a lot of sense.
It's what a person's going to look at. But yeah, time zones. Okay, so we're happy with this. We now have a week to let's edit our console script. If I can remember how we did any of this stuff.
So templates. I think it's not cert.template. There you go.
No. Oh yeah. Oh god, it's tough. Oh yes, I remember. Write to file.
I think with
yes, it's here. It's common name.
TTL at that point.
TTL equals. Yes, I don't have to deal with this. I can just do it here.
24 hours.
24H. Because that's such a simple change, I'm just going to edit it on the box, and then we can
restart the agent, see if it's happy.
Yeah. cd/etc/vault.
Yeah, I've forgotten how much of a mess that template was.
Cat vim song config. Oh, well, that's the nice one.
Yeah, it's the other one. Cert.tpl?
No, it's
you got Vin.
cd console cat cert dot vim cert. I remember we tried to do it in a really fancy way. So like having folders, change to reading file.
Console? We'll just sudo vim.
I don't have 25.
That's what you put in the. I thought it was an intentional thing. It's often what you do is with certs and stuff, you set it to sort of n+1 for the interval that you want to do it on. So you have a cert that's valid for 25 hours and renew it on a 24-hour basis, so that you have a little overlap.
I'm happy to do that. It wasn't deliberate, but CTL.
It's like if you're renewing things monthly, you have them on a 32-day rotation sort of life, so that it doesn't matter where in the month you renew them, you'll never have that overlap. And if it fails, you have a day to panic and deal with it.
Fail reading. Oh no, that's fine. Oh wait. I mean, it's worked. It's just we have a template error. We did so something here I've done incorrectly.
Felt etc console.details.
It's saying etc console TLS is a directory, but I've set things after it. I don't like the fact that's append.
Is that building the chain?
Oh, maybe. No, I feel like that if the CA is wrong, we're going to end up with when we change the CA, it's just going to append it, which is fine because you can have multiple CAs in a file. But... And that's no, it's erroring. Error rendering template. Oh, wait. It's console config. It's this file here. So this is where it's like outputting. But then everything we're doing is writing to another file. So let's just. Probably, I mean, that's not erroring.
Let's see if we have up-to-date TLS certificates.
/console d/TLS. We got some certs, though there's no PEM file. Oh, CA PEM. CA PEM. So close. Copy and paste error. Okay, I'm gonna just edit. I got rid of that, and then you need to be that one. There's like a way of like redoing the last place should CD'd, but I can never remember that.
I normally just end up learning the file system to the point where I can figure out the relative path.
Yeah. Sorry for the screen flashing. That's what the rendered file looks like. Oh, it does actually have all the information as well. That's cool.
That's neat.
Did
we set the permissions of that rendered file, or does it is just owned by the Vault agent and read only?
It should be owned by the console. Only console should be able to access this folder, I think. Maybe we should double check that. Console. So this is DC. .pen. Rendered is read, can be read by everyone. Console can be only entered via console, and we can probably change the templated file permissions if we wanted to.
Yeah, it's secure enough for now.
So happy two is just like tab completing everything.
Why is it not tab completing?
Because there's like con is a common thing. I don't know. Anyway, there we go. They're all our things, and then go system ctl status console ctl start console.
I do find it funny. It's outputting is like, I'm going to join this raft quorum. I am the raft quorum. You might not be able to do that much with that. We need to go to Terraform and run Vault again, and then it should bootstrap it for us.
Devcast.com. I just want to see the
8.5, not 8.3.
Oh. Because I saw that 3. That doesn't look particularly happy.
Error. What's the end of the line? Request error.
There we go. 8501.
Oh, yeah. Because 8500's TLS. Internal.
I also don't know if this has been made that publicly accessible. Doesn't look like it.
I don't think our firewall's got it set up.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because that better console probably shouldn't be publicly accessible. Maybe. I guess it was broken for so long that...
Well, this means we have to have the agent running to run stuff on it. So how do we...
We don't need to run Terraform against console. We run Terraform against Vault. Vault then talks to console, which does it locally. It was.
Well, it'll do it through console. I mean, let's find out.
Because it was communicating with it the other day. It was just saying that. It was saying unable to bootstrap console cluster and failing on the apply. That's where we left it.
Okay.
Which implies it can happily talk to console. It was just, well, I say that.
Core Vault?
Should be.
I mean, the last apply was happy, so... There's also core console. Check on what it does.
It's a console. Oh, that's ACL stuff?
Oh, it is rebuilding the root cert.
We will need to look at either getting an import up for that or some life cycle changes. Key ID.
Oh, granted, I don't know. So this isn't trying to touch console. This is just trying to rebuild our boot site.
I wonder if I have console on a branch and didn't merge it.
Let's discard that one for now. Well, we have core console, which I can't remember what it does.
I think that just sets ACL policies.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I raised the PR and then did we merge it or did we close it? It was closed. Feed console bootstrap. I can probably reopen this and it will plan again. Merged into main. Files changed. Oh, I formatted this so everything's changed. Bootstrap 2, true.
what do you say is the console URL, your HTTP, the console address?
Address is the console URL, var.console URL, whatever that is. I didn't touch that, but HTTP.
Okay.
HTTPS colon. No, that's just description.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I can. Yeah, console URL is the actual address. We may need to set that to be the local IP address if we can't talk to console by the internet.
I'm surprised that Terraform suffered with it though, because it was erroring when we were trying to do this last time.
I mean, did we merge it?
It says it's merged, but it also says it's. I think I've been looking at GitLab too much because closed in, yeah. It was merged 3 weeks ago.
Into Core Vault?
Into Core Vault. It might just be worth tainting the console secrets engine.
Yeah. Okay. It won't be able to talk to console currently. I'm just going to make a Cloudflare change to make it so console goes internally to the box.
Fair enough.
Because it looks like we've not exposed console to the internet, which makes sense. There is no reason why we would ever need to talk to console via the internet.
Yeah, we're looking at doing it. Anything that's networked publicly with console, maybe looking at putting traffic as the ingress.
And actually, it'll be good once console's up to slowly move everything behind traffic.
Yeah.
Difficult stops.
Is it traffic or traffic? I can never remember.
I think it's officially traffic, but saying I want to put anything behind traffic, I don't think is that great, which is why I generally go traffic.
I think it's also was it managing traffic with traffic?
Yeah. Valid. Oh, I've missed a dot. Sorry, I know this is thrilling streaming content, but there are some things that I don't think.
Internal DNS that everyone needs to know.
Yeah, don't think everyone needs to know about it. So that now works via the actual thing. Yeah, we need to send a token, but the token is via Vault.
Should be managing.
So we're gonna taint. I want to make it so the CA doesn't rebuild.
As I would say, quickly just put a life cycle thing on that.
It is the root CA, I think, is what we're saying is going to rebuild. Root secret backend root cert console. Life cycle. Oh God. I think this is the correct way of doing it. It's not auto completing, and
You can try and pull all the fields.
just the two that changes, which I believe is cert. Oh no, it's issue ID is the thing that forces a placement.
Yeah, because we're deleting it instead of rotating it neatly. I might have a little fiddle around and see if there's a different API endpoint that we hit for rotate.
May just try like that and see what happens. I'm going to add the file as well. Yeah, it's we want to just have it the same name.
Yeah.
What I really want is a way in Terraform for it to go, oh, it's expired, I'll rotate it for you.
Put that nice bit of drift detection on.
Yeah. I have no concept if this is going to work. Creative reference. Oh, okay. That worked, but this isn't created. So it's only the issue ID that it actually needs. Cool. And now we wanted to run a change and taint. What did you want to taint?
Console secrets backend.
All of them.
Oh
no, there's a backend and backend role. The backend.
Just the backend, yeah. I think well, I guess the roles do need to be tainted, but
the thingy tree should the graph should be graph. Dependency graph. That's the word I want. Want to create, want to try. Oh, it didn't. Well.
How do you find with the vault providers? Often, like the way it maps things is a little bit tricky because I think the way it updates state with all the 403s, if things don't exist, it's a little bit harder to do because of the vault security model.
Yeah. So I did the destroy. I'm just going to rebuild it to make sure the roles. Oh, resource not found. Role.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just broken it now.
We might have to do some state manipulation, which is
console. And the way of fixing this is entirely my fault, is in the
manual depends on
console. The role has the back end. This should be a depends on. But
it normally picks those up, but
yeah, it's the provider's being built in a way, but that's fine. So Terraform init. Terraform login.
We're going through all of our credentials today. We've done DNS, we've done Terraform, doing Vault, console. We should just try and get like a root GCP cred in the mix, and then we're really playing with fire.
Oh, I logged in again. Oh.
You've really bought that terminal.
Because
it writes it to file, eh?
Yeah. Oh, you want to get bigger. Core volts. Okay. 12 minutes. Tell from state RM.
Let's do a list to get the addresses. You're going to take them straight from app.io.
Well, this is the one that's failing. Oops. Oh, jumping between copying in a terminal, copying anywhere else. My versions are incorrect because of the weird way I've installed Volt on this one. Oh no, that's not. No, yeah. Versions are incorrect because I just haven't updated any of our Terraform resources.
I found a weird one with what was that? I think if you use a squiggle, like accepted versions, it's often, even if you have the exact same version, it's not happy. It's a bit weird. It wants to pin to the squiggle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of doing a string match. It's not doing the fancy.
It's not saying if your version matches the pattern recognition.
Yeah. But luckily, as long as you're happy with what you're doing, the ignore remote version works well. I had one that I did. I don't know. I think it was a brew install. I installed Terraform in a weird way, and it meant that it just wasn't happy. Like the binary name had some like weird string at the end of it.
I moved off brew around the time of the licensing change because they didn't update the casts for ages, and I wanted to play with some of the new features. So
Yep.
I swapped over to manual installs.
Okay, so that should now be this.
Should now be able to get a token from Vault to put into console.
Do you remember the?
You can just do it through the UI. Would have been the way that I would have done it.
Oh, I can't just in here. Oh yeah, no, you go tools, API
yes.
Explorer.
Because what is it? Is Vault auth to console like it's an enterprise feature to set up OIDC?
Something stupid like that. And I need to
get roles, unless you know the role.
I think just called admin, but
yeah.
Try out. Might as well execute to get it. Oh, it does paste my token. Admin.
Yeah, and then you can do it in the it's a get.
It's a get this one. Oh no, it's get auth, isn't it?
Be creds. Core console creds
that
role.
one.
And that'll spit you out a token. I've been curious if our console is working to the extent that I don't think we have any ACL policies attached to it.
No, but we need a.
That's a good point. I wonder how that loop works. Oh yeah, and then this won't work in the UI, but it should give you the link. Maybe just do a Vault get, Vault read, core, and then take that. Just type.
Oh no, that's where I copy. None of my stuff set up correctly.
You had to kill that session. I do wonder, like setting up, just having that default as the bash RC.
Vault login method equals OIDC path equals core Google.
I think it's
Oh, no ACL policy with name admin. That's what we're
Yeah.
expecting. But how do we've bootstrapped it. How do
Yeah.
we get policies on there? Is there a default? Does
It's
console
like a
come with like?
root token?
Well, it's the default policies.
Yeah, what's the default policy? Because before we got the bootstrap token out,
Yeah, because we now got the issue we can't. And this is no way of getting the root token.
didn't think about this bit.
Have we found a problem with the way this works?
There must be a way to do it. I think there's a tutorial on how this works. What's the bootstrap? Sorry, default.
Oh, here we go. The global management policy grants unrestricted privileges to any token linked to it. So we need the like admin role really needs to give the global management policy, and then everything else, and that needs to be a like only Terraform can pull this one really. So I need one of these that has. Is that Terraform? That's Terraform. That's really weird. It's saying that the issue ID. I may raise this hash actually. If I don't set this, if I don't set the ignore issue ID, it wants to recreate the cert. If I set it to ignore, nothing happens, and it says, "This is a pointless change. This is a pointless thing that doesn't do anything." It's like, provably this does something. But I will look into debug that more later.
I wonder if I'd be curious if an imply would, when nothing's there, would still work.
Yeah,
I guess it's complaining that it's essentially not, you're no longer tracking that with Terraform, so it's not properly Terraform managed.
Yeah.
Then Terraform doesn't track the TTL of it, so it's not usefully managed in any case.
Okay, this should now give me a token.
Nice.
Yay! Console lives. So the next steps for this is that token needs to get into core console without us messing with it.
Time to mess with our Terraform Vault integrations.
Do we have? I have no idea if we even have that integration set up.
Well, we've got plenty of stuff to do because we still need to set up that bash script to be.
Oh, we're passing Vault token. I think he has access to Vault.
I have a suspicion that Vault token may have expired, or may not even have expired, may be attached to a different cluster.
No.
Oh, would it?
That's
no,
the root token.
Yes,
that gets pulled over.
Isn't it put in Is that now 0 secrets?
No, it's been that's all been migrated. This is actually like a useful token, a useful information now. But console token doesn't need to exist because
Yes.
that's nothing. So we can delete that one.
It should just be vault token.
Can Nomad do the same?
Maybe. I don't think there's Nomad Secrets engine. I may be wrong.
Okay, so the next step is core console.
I guess before we dive into that,
Yep.
we're pretty much bang on time. So
Oh yeah, let's call it.
We're at a nice convenient break.
Yeah. I looked at my clock a moment ago and was like, oh, we've got like 10, 20 minutes left. Obviously, that all took longer than I expected.
No, I think overall that was pretty good. Good stream. We went through a lot of things. So, and unusually like nicely wrapped in an hour bow. We don't normally get that many there. We finished it pretty much bang on the dot.
I mean, this script took less time. This script took less time than expected, so we were able to actually make use of it.
We did spend like 10 minutes at the start talking about random morph methods, which we maybe do next stream or maybe do something else. We'll see.
Well, next week, our server expired, so we're gonna have to do something about it.
Putting the impetus in. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Give us a follow on Twitch if you haven't already, and we're looking for the likes and the subscribes on YouTube. So if you could hit those up, ring that bell, and we will see you in a week's time.
Bye.